Bring it up. That's not too bad. Okay. Get that sound going. So you can hear me. Alrighty. So, what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in here and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware, and it's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where are we at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish. Go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very, very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tip-a-tap-a-tip-a-tap-a-tip-a-tap, ring-ring-ring, tip-a-tap-a-tip-a-tap-a-ding-dong-dang. So it's all good. Here we go. There's back. Bring it up. That's not too bad. Okay. Get that sound going. So you can hear me. Alrighty. So, what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in here and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware, and it's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where are we at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish. Hey guys and girls, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Manny here from the Guitar Show in Sydney on a Thursday afternoon, Thursday lunchtime, taking a bit of a break from the usual rigmarole, having a bit of a stream, and putting my hank apron on, taking you on the journey onto body carving and neck carving today. So we've started the body carve, we've done the terracing. I'm going to show you that, and we're going to smooth those edges over. Rage is first. Indeed. Welcome on in. Leslie's here. Gatto's here. He's in third. Good to see you guys. Terry's here, of course, as always. What's going on? So we've got the neck down to this stage. So we've got to smooth those edges. And it's a nice sunny day today, so we might be able to get that fretboard down to the same level as that straight old, nicely straightened edges of the neck. And we'll get that guy all sorted out and get that ready to carve. We're almost there with that guy. The body for this guy, cut out the cavities as you remember. Now we're up to, we've got those terraces cut out. You can see the routing there. There's the shape. You can see that sort of rounded off. There's the shape of the curves in the waistline, a little bit steeper there, or a little bit tighter, I should say, not steeper. Even the front end has got a bit of a fall away there. And a fall away there, we're going to just carve that. There's going to be a big scoop out of that guy there. So we're going to manually scoop that out. But you can see the transitions there. And that was done with the safety planer on the drill press. So we had the safety planer spinning and just pushing this guy under that blade, and it was taking it and increasing it by about a 1/16 of an inch each time. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sixteenths of an inch, which is a 1/4 inch pretty much, of transition drop off. Very, very gentle, very mild. I want it to be gentle. I don't need it to be too round. It is a flat top guitar. It is a hardtail bridge. It is a bolt-on neck. We just want to round that over a little bit, get some curves in there and make it a little bit sexier and sassier. What's he growling about now? Grrr. Man versus machine. Ha! There you go. So we've got that. Look, to be fair to Rage, I did use a little bit of a machine. I used a drill press, and I had a cutter on there. So and I'm about to use a palm sander. So there are some machines involved. No lasers, no robots, just little hand tools. Excellent. Good to see you guys in the stream. Sir Diddy, what's going on? The Diddy's here as well. Welcome on in. Let me flick you guys over. And I'm going to get into some sanding straight away. So I'm going to put my mask on. Terry, what do I need? I need masks. I need a clamp as well. I've got a clamp right here. I don't really need a clamp. I'll just hold it with one hand. I'm going to get my mask on. We're going to get all masked up. Leslie, what's going on? All right, I'm good to go, guys and girls. So we're going to start with 80 grit to get rid of those sharp edges. See what I've got here. Grit. Sanding sander. Coffee, huh? start getting that curving. Normally I'd use a 40 grit flat on a grinder, but it's a little bit too aggressive for this top. I need to go a little bit slower, and that's why I'm using that. Eastern. Oh, there's a typo there. Good pickup. Not Easter. Not Easter Island. We're not on Easter Island. You can probably change that command. Yes. Dana, have you got access to change that? Otherwise, I'll change it after the stream. Starting to get that curve flatter. We've got that round top up. We've got to curve that up a little bit, but we've got to get all those lines out first. We get those lines out first, and then we work on that little flare up at the edges. Mav's in the house. How you doing, Mav? Hey, JB, what's going on? Welcome on in. It's a slow process, but we've got to go slowly and steadily. Going to take a break. Take some of this off. Catch up with the chat. What are you guys up to? Welcome on in, guys and girls. Good to have you here again. Lisa, what's going on? Cowbell. What we got there? 6-3. God, that's a noisy thing. Whew. Be Bumstead. Marky Mark, what's going on? Good to see you. Okay, we've got this neck to go. We've got to trim that down, get it nice and level with the neck, flush, and then that'll be ready for carving. We're working on the body at the moment. We're sanding this guy. So we've got all the terraces cut out of that guy there. You can see all the transition lines, about 1/4 inch. Very, very gentle. And of course, we've started with the smoothing process, hitting it with 40 grit, getting rid of those lines, and getting this guy ready to look the bit. We're going to carry on. We're going to carry on right now. Going to have a drink first. Cheers, big ears. He's looking up your old address. Wunderbar. Right, mask back on. The hump and the bump, humping and bumping, humping and bumping, humping and bumping. That's definitely coming out, so to speak. All right. Let's go. Dana's in the house, saying hello to guys. The Bumstead's around. Terry's doing commands. It might not work, Terry. It may not work, Terry. I don't know. Maybe it will. Give it a go. Give it a crack. Starting to get that nice round backside. Good, these sides are going to be a pain in the butt. That's a great command, Dana. Thank you very much for sorting that out. Mr. Glynn, that's beautiful. Well done. He's going to be very happy with that. Whew. Eastern Standard, they even changed the... Oh, look, Terry, brilliant work. You guys are awesome. Editing commands on the fly, keeping the machine running efficiently and smoothly. How good. Yeah, the back's almost done. Feels pretty good. We're going to put a couple little recesses in here. I'll just take a little break. So these guys here are just on the fall away. So they're not sitting flush. What we're going to do is use the drill press, and we're going to put, using a cutter, a little recess in there just to make, cut into that sloped hill and to give that little button a nice little recess to sit in upright, because if we sit it on its where it is now, they're actually sitting lopsided, especially this guy up here. They're way lopsided. They don't look straight. So we're going to sit them in nice and straight like that. How do we make them straight? We drill a hole around there, just a little recess, about 1/8 of an inch, and then smooth that round, and you'll have a nice little contoured area for these guys to sit in. They'll sit in about 1/8 of an inch lower in that little, and they'll be nice and upright and perpendicular as if this was flat, because it is very curved here, it just drops away. So we're going to do that after we do the sanding, the coarse sanding. You want a flat surface below the control knobs? That's exactly right, Texas. You got that in one. That's exactly what I was talking about there. King of the puns and dad jokes, our own Texas Tom. Absolutely. He's got his own command. Dude, you've got your own command. Holy smokes. Leslie's going 8 kaka with the emotes. Glasses, let's get back into it. battery's dead. The other battery's not charged. Okay. Right. We're almost halfway through. What we're going to do, because my batteries are out, so I'm going to let that charge up. I don't want to take this to it with an angle grinder because it's the sanding flap disc on the angle grinder is a little bit too aggressive for this this top. I don't want to take off too much. So we're going to let that sit. We're going to get onto the neck now, and we're going to take this guy outside, get those edges straight, and we're going to carve that neck, put some holes in here, and get this guy carved up. So let's put the holes, let's mark the holes out first. Let me just make some room here on this bench. We'll get this guy moved across. I'll flick you over to the bench. Whoops, I'm dropping things everywhere. These guys away. Okay. Let's flick you guys over here while that battery charges up, and we'll get stuck into this neck. We'll finish this neck, or at least get some carving done on this neck before we continue with sanding that body. And it's a little bit different, give you a little bit of variety as well, because it does get a little bit on the boring side. So let's do some other stuff while we're at it. Catch up with the chat. Lots of commands. I can't even follow that many commands that we've got on there now. Added command safety. Ha! Safety first. That's the one. Good stuff. Good stuff. Going great with the commands there. She's completely lost it, and she has completely lost her mind and is going nuts with commands. It's going crazy. Terry, what do you mean it's going crazy? Crazy as in it's doing its own thing, or? Boring? Never. Ha! Thank you very much for saying so. Let's get onto the bench here. Let's have a look at what we can do. We're going to get these holes marked out first, and then we're going to take this outside and get this guy sanded flat. So let's sort these guys out first. Grab a template. Where is it? I normally do this before I put the fretboard in. I just forgot the other day. I can do it. I can do it without the fretboard too. I'm just going to find the right template. Where have I got that guy? Oh, he's up here. Temporarily moved. This guy here. We're going to roughly mark out where they are. Then we're going to measure them out and actually really hone in on where they need to go. Okay, first and last is all we need. That's first and last. There's an inch in between those. Let's measure that properly. I've got to sharpen this guy up. Let's sharpen this guy up. Sharp. Let's put this away. Template can go away. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to measure this guy out properly. Get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Alrighty then. So this guy here has got a straight edge across here. We need to come in. I think it's around about the 13mm mark. It is 13mm. That's correct. That one's spot on. So we've got that one lined up nicely. This guy here, 13. No, that's too much. What have we got here? Okay, that's 13. This guy's more like, oh no, that's not too bad. Yep, that's 13. Okay, that's good. They're lined up nicely. Let's just join those. Pretty good. Let's get those measured out. It's an inch apart, and we need another 4 in between there. So we'll go. There's the 5 inches. So we need to mark out that guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little doobies. Mark those out nice and visible. And we can spot those now with a little bit of a hole punch. I'm just going to mark those out so that we've got a point right there. Six. There we have it. So that's where the holes are going. We can drill those later. What I want to do now is go outside and get this edge sanded flat. I don't like using a router to do this. Normally I would put a template on this and I could even run a router and route the edges, but the problem with this is it's ebony and it's very brittle. If the router bites, it's going to take a chunk out of that fretboard. I don't want to risk that. I'd rather sand it. So I'm going to sand it. It's going to take a few minutes, not too long. This side's a lot flusher. This side's got a little bit of chunk on there. I'm not going to plane it. Actually, I could plane that a little bit. Let me try the plane. I'm not sure if it's sharp enough. It should be pretty good. It should be okay. Not sharp enough. It's an old blade. I need to sharpen that blade, but I think it'll be quicker with the sander. It's too flat too. It's not actually. I'll lower that to grab a bit more. Let's sand it. I'll go and move this camera and we'll take the sander outside. We'll go and sand that off. Oh man, those mods are going nuts. Jeez, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what's going on there. Okay. Let me plug. I got to move this battery charger. Here. And that's charging away. Open up this door. This outside. It's a beautiful sunny day today in Sydney, nice and warm. Buddy isn't here today. He's off at his friend's house having a play. So it's always good to, in a way, to have Buddy at his friend's place because it gives me a little bit of a break. So let's take this guy outside. I'll move this camera first. Okay, let's have a look and see what that looks like. And then we'll go out and sand it. Poor old Bud. Poor old Bud. Where is it? Bingo. There we go. Okay. Let's hit it. Let's go. Got our little, we need a mask. Terry, where's my mask? Hanging up. He is quite a social butterfly. Okay. Okay, done. So we've got that guy nice and flush now on both sides. The fretboard is flush with the edge, and now we're ready for carving. And then we put the frets in, and this one's pretty much done. So before we do the carve, I'm going to go and grab that other camera. So, and I'm going to take this jumper off because it's gotten warm all of a sudden. Gatto, what's going on? It is lovely. It's nice. I love doing necks. Necks are a lot of fun. Necks are plenty of fun. Whew. It's warm. Okay, let me grab that camera. Bring that guy back in. That camera back upstairs, up here. On its little stand. Got a very sore shoulder. I think I've torn a rotator cuff. I don't know how I did it, but it's sore today, and I can't elevate my arm too high. There's a few months of rehab to get that right again. So luckily I don't have to lift my arm up too high for this job. Okay, let's put this guy back on and see what we got here. Let's see what happens here. Bench. Okay, we're back. So there it is. Got to get the holes in there. Got to get this. Let's get the body and mark this. Put this guy in and mark out the transition lines for the neck. Okay, so there's our curves. You can see it's starting to. The lines are gone on the back there. They're still evident in here, but they're pretty much gone from the back. You can see that that rounded area there. It's pretty flat just here. You can see it sort of goes to. Let me just there. It's flat just in there where that bridge is going to sit. So it's going to be nice and straight. But here it's dropping off, and we're just going to curve this end up just a very slight, put a little channel through there with a little round sanding disc. Just going to cut a little channel in there, only ever so slightly to just give it that little whip, just like Dana's hair flicks up at the ends. That's what we want. That's the look we're going for. Love that fretboard. Willie, it's a lovely fretboard, isn't it? It's very, very unique. It's very interesting. That'll look good with... it's going to look great with the frets in there. Let's get this neck in and let's just double check. That's in. That is a little bit long. I've got to trim that end off, obviously, but I won't do that yet. What I do want to do is get back here and see where we want to carve the transition lines. We're going to pretty much just overshoot them slightly. Let me see. I might go a bit higher. keeping with the theme of the guitar, I am making this heel lopsided. See that, guys? Okay, you can't see that. Let me just bring that down. So I've made the heel lopsided like that. Why have I done that? Because it matches the back of the guitar. Okay, that's the look we've got on the back of the guitar. So I'm making that elongated shape, much like this has been elongated. This normally would be a round heel, but because this neck is offset because of that slanted, we want to offset that heel somewhat down here. Of course, there's going to be 4 bolts here, but we want to offset that heel. So I'm going to carve it there like that. Okay, we're going to take a center line down here. That. And it's going to make an interesting carve at the back, an interesting heel. It's going to look cool. Well, we're going for cool, Dana. That's the look we're going for, cool. So I'm glad you approve. Because, you know, the cool kids like us like going for cool. So we've got to maintain the cool, as they say. Stay chilled and maintain the cool. Let me put my hank apron on before I get covered in dust. More than I am already, that is. Well, I do approve. Means anything or not? It means a lot. We want approval from the fans. Like a Jetsons guitar. Willie, you're heading back to that 60s and 70s again. I love it. Meet George Jetson, his boy Elroy. I always thought there was something wrong with that kid. I'm telling you now, he's not all there. Okay, let's pull this guy out. So you can see that area is going to be buried. We're going to have screws going in here. And of course, when this is in, okay, when this guy's in like so, we're going to carve away. So that's going, you can see that's, let me just pop that in. I want to show you what I'm trying to achieve here, because there's a piece missing that you haven't seen yet. Okay. The back of this guy, so we've got the back of this guy is going to look like so. So we've got this oval going that way. It's going to continue on. We're going to take a line through here. And I'm going to carve that out. And the bolts are going in there. Might even have to go. A little bit wider. But that whole elongated shape thing is all going to fit in. And that's going to be carved out probably about 1/2 inch lower than the rest of the body. It's going to be a scoop in there. And you're going to have scoops on the other side. And it's going to make the side profile of this guy look like a wave, or it's going to look like a W. It's going to make it look very interesting. Can't be seen from the front. Looks completely different on the back. Rosie. I can't even remember Rosie, but yes, if she was annoying, then fair enough. I get it. Okay, so we've got a lot of work to do on the back as well. We've also got to do the cavity cut out of here. Sorry, out of here. Where's this thing going? Am I left-handed or right-handed? Right-handed. So we've got to cut out a square cavity in here for the controls and a little battery box in the back here. We'll do that last, because before we sand the body clean, what I want to do is get this neck stuff going first. So we know the neck carve, that's it there. So let's get started on that. Without further ado, and Lisa will be happy to know that we're going to do some Shinto. Get your Shintos out, if we've still got that icon or emote available. Humps, bumps, and scoops. You love it. That's how you roll. Is that how we roll, Lise? That's how we roll. Okay. Let me get this guy sorted out and rotated. Let me get this little guy off of here. So the little baby guy clamp comes off our workstation. And we're going to get that neck down on there. Okay. We need a backing plank. Let me find one that's appropriate. Actually, I've got that coach wood. That'll be good. Where's that coach wood? This guy. Yeah. This guy. Just want something to sit this guy on like that. And we'll be able to carve that guy. There we go. We can see the whole neck there. Might find something a little bit wider, but it doesn't have. But it can't be too wide because then it'll just get in the way. I've got lots of crap down here. Trying to find appropriate crap. This guy's a little bit better. Yeah, we'll use this guy. Big, thicker piece of maple. That'll go better. Yep. Let's clamp that down. Clamp it up, as Terry would say. Clamp it up. Let's go on here. Go this side first. We'll do the heel first. Get this guy carved. Let's clamp this guy on there. Just to help us a little bit. So the first thing we do, of course, for those of you that haven't seen a neck carve before, is work out the transitions. We've got the transition here. It's got to go that way. So before I clamp that down, let's just mark that out. So bring that down. Let's see where we've got to go here. Okay, that guy's got to come out that way. So let's mark out where this heel is. We've got that guy ending there. And the other side ending here. So essentially, this guy's going to break like so. And this guy's going to break like so. And we're going for 22 millimeters from the top of this, which is exactly there. Run this down. To the end of this guy. Run it down this end as well. Okay, like so. So that's our thickness. This has got to all come out. So this is coming out. All that's coming out, that big chunk there. That's how thick the neck is going to be at the end of it. Just under an inch, about 22 mil. We've got to take a mil or two off here as well, remember? So it's going to get down to about 20. And which is about, what, 3/4 of an inch at the narrowest point. What we need to do now is we need to mark the transition at this end here. So we extend this guy down. Follow that arc. Keep coming down to the middle. Follow this angle here. Straight across a tangent on this circle to the point. And where they meet is the transition point, the V. Tangent upon tangent, and then a little V in there like so. And we can even put a little curve on that. Just V it a little bit. Make it a little bit fancy-wancy. A little bit flash. There you go. So that's the transition. That's the center of the neck that runs down there. Let me mark that out with a Sharpie so we get a good view and we don't lose that line until we're ready to lose it. Where's my Sharpie? Here it is, in my pocket. So we'll take that line straight down there. Okay. We'll go either side about 1/8 of an inch or so. We'll do the same on the other side. This is no man's land. That's no man's land. We don't touch that yet. That's where the truss rod sits. We've got to preserve that area until we get the rest of this cut away first. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to straighten up a little bit. I'm just getting a little bit better. Catch up with the chat. Where's my glasses? Because I can't see jack without them. Yeah. Whew. Shinto time. Yes, have we got a Shinto command? We must have a Shinto command. You should round the volute more to make it match the rest of the guitar. Round the volute. Oh, yeah, you mean this guy here? Ooh, yeah. I'll show you what it actually ends up happening, Terry. Okay, so by the time we carve the neck, I've got one. Here's one I prepared earlier. So by the time we carve the neck, it actually gets a lot rounder than we think. That started like this. But what I do is, as I work that shape, and once I get down to the thickness, I take that corner off, so it makes it like a round end. So that's reasonably round, I think. It's a very subtle fall away. See, I want it to fall away, so I take that sharp edge off. We'll start with that. Worst case scenario is we can round. You mean like this? You want to start this way and go this way. It just would feel funny under the hand. The important part about this volute is to stay out of the way. When you're playing that A chord down here, or that chord there, anything with barring the first fret, you don't want your thumb touching a nice big round lump there. That's why we get rid of a lot of that there out of there, to get your thumb locked, at least feeling the neck evenly. See, as I put my hand there, it just clears that. If I was to make that rounder, it may actually get in the way of the thumb. Okay? I hope that makes sense. But essentially, it will look a lot rounder. It will look a lot rounder than it seems there. Starts off sharp, but it does end up a lot rounder. Shinto. Excellent. We've got a command for Shinto. That's awesome. Okay, so now we're going to start these transitions first. We're going to get these guys cut down into here and get these lines sorted before we fall away for the rest of it. So for that, I use a round file, this guy here, and a half round rasp, two rasps. Haven't touched the Shinto yet, that's coming. But we've got to get these guys done first. So this is a tight corner, so I'm going to get this guy in here. And I'm just going to lightly score a tangent to get started and to eat that corner out. Essentially, I've cut the shape out that I want. You can see it's matching that. It's going along the lines. to there. And now we can extend that with a shinto and take the rest of that off as well. So that's what we start. We start there, then we can take a turn here. So we use the outside edge and run a parallel to the line. Like that, we just shape that guy. Like that, and we've got that curve defined. Yeah, it should work, Terry. You're right. You're absolutely right. I won't go all the way to the line. I'll leave a little bit of about 2 millimeters there because we will need to refine that as we go. So there's always good to have some bulk there to take away rather than take off too much now and then thinking, shit, I've taken too much off. So it's probably better to leave a little bit of room. Like that. And we can smooth that guy out later. Okay, that's the one transition. Okay, we're starting. This side, same deal. But before we do that, we need to get this curve going up. It's the reverse here. So what we need to do is we're going to take half of this neck off. Not half, but we're going to leave 13 millimeters. So let me mark that down. 13. 13. That's what's coming off. That part's coming off because this part's dropping down. So what I'm going to do is transition, find out where this guy goes. From just beyond the nut. It goes down like that. So, and that means this goes the reverse. Like so. So that cuts out, that's gone, and that's gone. And that's how you get that shape, that S. Okay, the neck goes like that. Now, what have I got here? Let's line this up and have a little look, shall we? If we line this guy up, there we go. There we go. So that's going to give us that. Yep. Probably need to come back a bit. Start about here. You can go all the way to the point. That's fine. It's pretty much right. again on this side as well. You have to mark that out. So on this side as well, 13mm from the top. From the bottom, I should say, not the top. So that's got to come off. So the curves we play here are, we start at this end here, about there. That's where it comes to. So scoop that down. And here is where that ends. So we got to start from there. And do that. Yep, we're good. So now we can do this part. Get rid of that. We can start with a wider one because it's very flat here. Take that edge off. On the long side. Get that point going. So this end's a little bit tighter. And there's our headstock transition. Like that. And now we're ready to carve the rest of this. So our technique is we use we do several passes, several phases. First one, of course, is about 1/4 inch from the edge. We take these big bevel, we bevel these sharp edges. Whew. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to grab Lisa's favorite thing, almost, the wonderful Shinto rasp. The Shinto saw rasp. It's a little bunch of teeth, little saw blades all riveted together. There is a finer gauge there and a coarser gauge there. We use the rough edge because we like to go in rough and get these big corners off there. And we basically strap this guy down now. So let's move up here, flip you around, like so. Strap this guy down. Like that. We grab our Sharpie, wherever that guy's gone. What did I do with that? And we do the 1/4 inch from the edge. Feather that away to the edge, the dropping edge there. Do the same on this side. Rock that away so it curves down and out. Do the same at the back here. And we've got a 1/4 inch at the bottom here. Like that. Do this end. Like that. And essentially, what we've got to do is get rid of that there and leave a bevel there to start getting this from a square shape to a rounder shape. Okay, so let's get cracking with that. Shinto time, Lisa. Screams with excitement. Never go like that. Never go uphill. Never go uphill. Always sand down using this guy. And always at an angle, not flush onto it, but always at an angle. We're just putting a 45-degree bevel on there and we keep going until we lose that line. We go down as far as the other line. And we know we're good. Flip that guy around. Finish that end. That, this side. time for this side. And what we can do, just round those corners off. All right. Next one, mark out the next facet 1/4 inch further in. And we go 1/4 inch further down. And then we continue to work a bigger bevel. We make this small bevel that's 1/2 inch size to a 1 inch size bevel that wide. So off we go again. Strap the guy in. Maintain the scoop, as they say. Maintain the scoop. So in these tight little round corners, keep the scoop going. So we use the rounded grasp to cut that shape that we want. That curved shape. There we go. Tidy this one up. Flip it over. Flip that guy over. All right. Get that bevel down. The bevel went down to Georgia, as they said in the song. Oh no, that was devil, wasn't it? How do we know we're going the right way? Well, that's a good question you ask. We check the carve. We use a profile tool, this StewMac profile tool, and we take a profile and see how we're tracking. Pop that down. Okay, you can see we're starting to get a C shape going, right? That's how we know. That's how we know we're starting to get that neck. That's what that profile looks like. Still very flat, more like a big fat D. We've got to curve that to a thin C, okay? So we still got to take these facets off here and then lower that as well. So that's how we check as we go. It is very effective. Willie, let me tell you, the Shinto is probably the most efficient and functional tool. Simple, but so effective. So let's get this guy down. Flip that guy over. this tight corner. Let's check that shape. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, so another pass now. And this time, we're going to go all the way down to just about the fretboard and all the way down to here. Again, take this last ½ inch off all the way down to there. Of course, we've got a lot of that to take away. And then we're going to scrape and get the thickness down. Okay, so we're getting the shape. We just still don't have the thickness. It's still too thick. It's still a baseball bat. But we need to get that shape first, and then we profile that and scoop the rest of it out. ASMR, this sanding sound is very therapeutic, as you may have already noticed. Half of you are probably asleep. I've put you to sleep, which is good, without any chemicals this time, as opposed to last time. No chloroform was used in this neck carve. Okay. We go up to here. Like that. Get rid of the rest of that. Let's go this end, town. Okay. All that's got to go, and of course we're going to go all the way to the middle. And just leave that center line left on its own. So we're going to go all the way to there. So all that's going to go. All that, probably a ½ inch of thickness. It's really a lot of wood that's coming off. Okay. Just making sure that line is defined. Okay, let's go all the way down. And then we scrape the rest. We then flatten the rest and scrape the rest. So, and then we can refine the ends and sand it, and we're pretty much done. So we're about halfway through at the moment. There it is. We're halfway through. We've got the shape. You can see it's starting to go round. It's starting to look like a neck now. Okay, it's starting to look like a neck. We've still got a little bit of work to go. There's too much bulk through there, so we've got to get rid of that. Let's go. finish this side. There we go. Starting to look like a neck now. Okay, this side. Whew. Honest Lee with a raid. Thank you very much for being here. Jay, what's going on? Welcome on in. Thank you for dropping in. My name's Manny. This is the Guitar Show from Sydney, Australia. We are building custom guitars live on stream. So thanks for dropping in. How was your stream? How you doing, guys? Welcome on in. Come on in. We're just rough carving the profile of this neck. I'll show you what that's going into, guys, in a second. I'm just about finished this phase. No worries. Yeah, welcome on in, Lee. Good to see you. Yeah, shout out. Thanks for that, Terry. That's great. Good to see you folks in there. Hilpa, what's going on? Good to see you as well. Okay, we're almost there on this rough cut or rough carve. I'll show you the results in a minute. Okay, that's the rough. That's that guy roughed out. Let's have a quick look at that rough shape. Okay, we're starting to get there, right? It's nearly perfect. There's a little bump in there, but we've got the scraping to go to get that shape refined. Back at the top of the neck here, there's a nice little C. So it's pretty much ready now after 3 phases. So let's have a look at that guy. Here it is here. We'll pop that into the body and have a look and show the guys what we're building. There's the body for that guy. So we've got mahogany. Mahogany back. It's chambered. We're going to scoop that out. We've got Australian red gum, flamed red gum. We're going to have a little look and see what that looks like with a bit of moisture. That neck goes in there like that. We've carved that guy out. You can see the transition lines. We're just sanding that smooth so it's got a nice round and scooped body on the edges there. 2x4. It's looking like a 2x4. That's very, very good, Dana. One of your best. Let's get that neck in there. So that neck's, there's the transition. It's going to look like that. We've got that nice shape there. That's going to match. It's going the opposite way. And that heel's in there. That neck, we still need a little bit of work to go in there. We've got to get some of that thickness out of there, maybe about a 1/4 inch lower, and then we'll be at the right thickness. But to give you guys a look, it's starting to come along. There she is. Okay, we've got a little bit of shape there. Just a few little gentle curves. It's going to be a bit of a dip on the front there. You can see the scoop in there, scoop in there. And she's going to be a beaut, this one. She's a beauty. Yeah, she's starting to get there, Dana. That's right. What I wanted to show you was a little bit of moisture on here to see what that grain's going to look like on that body. So let's grab some water. I need to raise that grain a little bit anyway, so let's get some water on there. And let's have a little squirt on there and see what we can see. Lots of flame. Okay, lots of flame. Okay, so that's going to pop beautifully once we put some color on that. We're going to go a nice dark stain. We're going to follow this example here. So that's Australian red gum. It's going to be that color. Okay, and you're going to see the patterns once that's black or that charcoal color. You can see that a little bit of red through there as well. Let me give that a little bit of wetness. Wet that guy down. Get the true color. It's almost like a burgundy with a hint of charcoal through it. There it is there. Okay, so that guy. Look at the color of that. It's going to be something else. And of course, we're going to have a matching plate on the back, just in there where the controls are going. As you can see, that's a fair bit of, there's a fair bit of flame through there and some beautiful, beautiful grains. Great. So pretty. That bloody pretty command, I'll tell you. Huh. Yeah. So we've got to finish the sanding of this guy tomorrow. and then we can apply some colour. We also want to get some other things done. We want to get these guys cut out first before we apply any colour and sealer. We're going to do that tomorrow. The neck is going to be finished as well tomorrow. We're going to carve this guy out. So we're starting to get there. We've got to get the thickness right now. So we're going to drop that about 6 or 8 millimeters, maybe a 1/4 inch to about, 5/16. And that will bring it down. We've still got a little bit to go in there as well. But that's starting to look like a neck now. It's starting to get there. So yeah, that's what we're looking at, guys and girls. That's what we're looking at. So she's going to be a beaut. Once that guy flames up, that's going to really, really pop. And we'll get that guy carved out. You'll see those gentle curves. And with the black hardware on there, it's going to look like something else. That fretboard's something else too, just quietly. There we go. Alrighty. Let me see who's on. Who is on? Damn. Where are we going? Go back here and have a little look. Australis. See if I can raid. See if I can raid anyone. I've been having some troubles with the raid command, but I'm going to try it with my phone. So let's have a look. Okay. I think that's going to work. I hope that's going to work. I don't even know. Anyhow, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Guys and girls, thanks for being here. I'm going to head off. Thanks for all the followers, and thanks for Honest Lee for dropping in with a raid. Appreciate that. I can see a raid happening. Excellent. Okay, cool. So if a raid's happening, that's good. I can't see it anymore on my screen here because my chat's controlled by Restream. Anyway, guys, I will catch you later. Be back tomorrow. Tune in then. We'll see you then. Till then, have a great night. Look after each other. Bye for now.